3, 2, 1. All right, so we're here and we're recording now. I got Miguel with me, who I was unfortunate enough to have to work with you for like 2 whole weeks.
I appreciate you came, honestly. Dude, we're supposed to have like 16 people on the crew, and 6 people showed up.
I mean, we made it work pretty well. Like, it went really fluidly. John was a big help, and
I know, but it still was like I was like texting like 10 people. You could come in, and fucking no one
answers. Yeah, I know you got John last minute, and I was kind of last minute, but I mean, it all worked out well, and it went pretty well, and I think we avoided all dumpster fires.
I know, fucking editing's gonna be a bitch, but
I mean, John was like keeping us on track. He's like, "Look, we gotta end here."
You know? I know, but it was still like I don't know, like, because I went from like the last short film I made was 7 pages, and I went from that to 27.
Yeah,
it was a big fucking jump.
What's gonna be the final runtime, you think?
Probably around there. I don't know. I'm probably gonna cut some stuff out.
That's what I said. I go, I think it's gonna be like 27, 25 minutes. I was like, no, 15 max.
No, it's not gonna. No, I think it's gonna be from 25 to 30, including credits and everything.
All these fools you hired, man. Do you want to talk about that at all? What the project?
I mean, I don't know. Nah, I'm not famous. It doesn't matter.
You're not famous?
No one's gonna watch it except like you and him and
damn.
like fucking 15 people.
I want to talk about
what's the name? Just in case.
What's the name?
It's called A Certain Romance.
All right, and the name's very deceiving because when you sent me that, the script was like A Certain Romance. I want to read some boring ass romance script.
I stole it. It's an Arctic Monkey song. I stole it off because I was like, I didn't have any titles, so I would go through my Spotify thing, and like there's like, this might not be right, but there's like a copyright law where you can't copyright title because then you would run out of them, right? Mm-hmm. So I was like, oh fuck it, and that's what I was like listening to, and it's like because it's supposed to be like a love story, so I was like, I'll just fucking name it that.
Well, it plays, and I think it misleads people.
Yeah.
And it definitely makes people think that the movie's not going to end up being about the people who killed Jeffrey Epstein.
I know.
And that was the biggest surprise for it.
I'm going to bleep his name out, though, in the final cut.
Really?
To have people wondering, like, oh, what are they saying?
Damn. Oh, wait, I should say, because we have Carlos here, and he already said something. Carlos, the producer's here with his own mic.
Oh, yeah.
He should say something.
What's good, everybody?
All right, good. Because, I realized you said something there. I didn't introduce you at all.
The voice of God, baby.
Voice of God, yeah. We'll see if we keep doing this, but we're definitely doing it here because the 3 of us have all known each other for a while, and
we had a failed project.
Failed twice.
Yeah. But I honestly like, so like when I find an editor like to edit my project, I'm gonna give them the interrogation scene because I feel like that is still good enough on its own.
The interrogation scene's great.
Where we can sell it as a trailer, or I can at least have it as something, you know? Because that is a complete.
Yeah, it's
arc.
A full scene.
Yeah, it's a full arc that we have.
Yeah, and it's just a good comedic bit. And for reference, that's the 3 of us that worked on a project together that we had all written, and we had filmed all of it pretty much. And one of the scenes that we got through all the way through was a scene in an interrogation room with a cop who was threatening me and saying that if I didn't give him what he wanted, I would get raped in prison.
Yeah, and he was racist too.
He was racist too, yeah.
All ad-libbed by the actor.
All ad-libbed. Yeah, it was so weird. He's like, I love arresting immigrants.
No, I wrote that. I wrote that. I thought it was funny.
Yeah, that's true. Miguel did write that.
Yeah,
and he gets a free pass on that.
We should have done this like a long ass time ago.
I know, dude.
Yeah,
it was... Right? I mean, I was talking about it last week that we were talking about doing this. We mentioned it here and there.
Yeah.
And I was showing up to film on the last day of set with you, and I was like, I need something new to do after this because I had just completed 2 projects with that one.
Right.
And I was like, I might as well occupy my time with something other than, trying to watch Netflix shows.
I know, right? Because I need like a routine.
Yeah, exactly. Because then it comes up to someone I know calls it just writing for air. And I feel that's what I'm doing. Like I'm writing, and like this is just going to sit on my iPad or my computer now. My computer for the end of time. Yeah,
like I have my audio class. You have to write like a 10 to 15 page like script, but it's all audio, right?
Yeah.
So I was thinking like I'm gonna write like just a conversation. And I was like, what can 2 dudes talk about forever, right? About women. And I'm like, I'm 5 pages in. I'm like, I'm already bored of this. Like,
I'm already bored.
Yeah, like this is fucking hard. Like when writing with no purpose really. I was like, should I just add fart noises and shit? Like, because it's all audio.
Yeah. I know, for real. That's one of the biggest problems with writing. But I'm going to use that as a horrible segue to talk about a screenplay. I love horrible segues.
Yeah.
So I know you don't like the new Star Wars movie, and that was like one of the first things you said to me.
I don't like any of them now.
You don't like even the old ones?
No, I mean, I don't like any of the new ones.
Yeah.
No, it gave me an appreciation for the prequels.
Original trilogy.
Yeah, because even they might be like objectively, I guess, like worse movies.
I mean, maybe on production value.
Like on an execution level, I think like because the new ones are well made. You know, of course they're well made. You know, they're not gonna fuck
Disney's
it up.
Just throwing billions of dollars at
Yeah, but they had no soul. They had no new ideas. Like at least the old ones had like new ideas, and they felt like Star Wars without them trying too hard to copy the old ones.
Yeah.
Well, the new ones are literally like Force Awakens is a remake of.
Yeah, it has some similar story beats. It's different in some ways, but I wanted to mention the original director of this newest Star Wars, Colin Trevorrow. His script was released online recently.
Oh shit! Really?
Did you read it?
No,
or hear about it?
Yeah. Does it have any changes or?
It's super different, and it's probably even worse.
Well, when they announced him, I was like, the dude who made Jurassic World really like.
Yeah, he's known for his high art and you know.
No, because he does make good work. Because I watched his movie. What's it called? I think it's a friend. No. It's called like something about time travel or whatever.
Yeah.
He made an indie movie before, and that shit was great. Mm-hmm. But like they get these indie directors, and then they just give them a bunch of money and like make a huge movie.
Are you talking about the one who did Last Jedi or Rise of Skywalker?
No, Colin Trevorrow.
Yeah, Jurassic World. Okay.
Yeah. So he. Like what they do is they get his indie directors and then they get him to make huge movies because they know they're not gonna give him shit.
Yeah, that's the tactic with the MCU too.
Yeah, exactly. They did the same thing with Spider-Man. You know, like the dude who did those movies.
Cop Car, yeah.
So then it wasn't more like oh, this dude's a back director. It was more like they're just kind of like manipulate him, not let him actually have his vision.
Yeah. Well, the script was released a couple of days ago. I didn't read the whole thing, but I skimmed through it. There's no Palpatine resurrection, so it's not retreading. But there was one line that I've been seeing getting memed, and it's at the end of the movie when Hux is on his ship and he's losing the battle, and the scene direction is Hux falls to his knees. He realizes he has lost the Star Wars.
But did he write it?
Yeah, that's director wrote that line.
That's crazy.
He has lost the Star Wars, and I just wanted to.
I'm gonna give him the benefit of a doubt and say that was a joke. I don't know. It doesn't sound like he lost the Star Wars. That's hilarious. They should have kept that in. He should have said it. I've lost the Star Wars.
Star Wars falls to his knees.
Yeah.
So there was concept art revealed too for the movie. He after that scene direction.
Yeah.
Commits Japanese ritual suicide with Mace Windu's lightsaber.
Mace Windu?
Mace Windu's lightsaber, the purple lightsaber.
How does he get it?
I don't know. He just finds it. He got yeeted out of a window. Some dude probably caught it in his flying taxi cab.
That would have been worth it just to see that beautiful lightsaber again.
The purple lightsaber. It has "motherfucker" is written on the blade.
Dude, it is the best lightsaber. Did you play Fallen Order?
No, dude. I don't know how I haven't had the chance to play it yet.
Well, you can change your lightsaber color, and the first thing I did was make that shit purple. Yeah. I was like, I'm gonna blast these fools with some lean. You know?
So yeah, we were this close to having a scene where the albino guy impales himself on his own lightsaber.
The seppuku with a purple lightsaber.
Yeah, it seemed like it was gonna be way darker. They were gonna have like a giant scene where they like use a lightsaber guillotine to cut some rebel's head off in front of like all these people.
You know, the thing I was thinking about too was like what I think. Like, I mean, I think it's clear that they didn't really have a plan for the whole trilogy.
Yeah.
But I think also like they probably were like shit when Carrie Fisher died.
Yeah.
You know, like because they had to rewrite the whole thing, and what they did actually worked really well. I think that's the best part of the movie.
Yeah.
Is how they managed to make that work. Yeah.
I just want to go back and talk about that movie because just your opinions on it. Cause
I mean, again, like I don't like. I don't think you should start a trilogy without having a rough outline of the three movies. Mm-hmm. And it's clear when they brought back Palpatine, I'm like, they're not even trying to hide the fact they're just stealing shit from the old movies.
Well, the only reason they did that is because everyone hated the prequels for forever. Yeah. And then once these new ones came out, people were like, we love the prequels, and Palpatine is our meme god. And now they're like, we hate the sequels and we love the prequels. Like, what if we bring back Palpatine from the prequels? Well, you love these now, and it worked. They love it.
Who loved it, dude?
It's like an 80% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. Everyone loves that movie, except for people who like know about movies.
Or people with eyes, I guess. I don't know.
People with eyes.
Blind people watching these movies.
It's me.
Even they would hate it with their ears.
With their ears.
They would listen to it and be like, "What the fuck is this?" No, I just hated. Fuck. What was I gonna say? Oh, like they had a good villain, so they didn't need that guy because Kylo Ren was a great villain.
Yeah. Well, because he wanted him to to die and raise arms and fade away and dissolve into nothingness. That was the only. I've never done this in the movies before. I had an actual outburst, but when I was sitting in the theaters, I was like this, and when he dissolved, I was like, oh, bruh. You know? But the music covered me up so no one heard me because it's just so abrupt. It's like really obvious. Like a lot of people are saying this that he wasn't supposed to die, and they just changed that in the edit because like he's like, Ray, I love you, and then he falls over and just dissolves.
I thought he nutted so hard from that kiss that he fucking disappeared. He was like, oh, and becomes one with the Force.
Do you have experience in that area? That's where you went missing for 2 weeks.
With nutting after a kiss, for
and
sure.
Then disappearing?
Yeah. He pulled that one. He's like, he pulled a bust to go. And they should have kissed in the second movie, too. Like, because when he shows up like Jack, remember that scene where she's like, see you? This was just fucking Jack, like, yeah, I know you want me. And I'm like, yeah, dude, I want you. Fucking look at that shit. They should have kissed in that movie.
Yeah.
And this one, like, they just start off as enemies. I was like, it doesn't.
Yeah, it just
sexual
kind of
tension
felt,
is gone.
It felt a little bit abrupt.
Yeah.
But I mean, a lot of stuff in that movie was. One of my favorites was the fake out death for Chewbacca.
Dude, they had like 2 or 3 fake out deaths that they resolved like in the next 5 minutes.
Yeah, like they're like Chewbacca's dead, and then literally the next scene is him on a ship. Like, oh man, you don't know what you're doing at all.
The stakes were enough with him being arrested. They didn't need him to kill him. Yeah, it was like it's like it already like is tense enough with the fact that they arrested him.
Yeah.
And then what I really hated was like when because they had the whole concept of like you don't need to come from like an important family to be someone cool, right? To be someone important. And then they completely like shitted all over it when they had like Palpatine be, and this is so stupid too. Palpatine is her grandfather. What?
Yeah,
her
I know.
Grandfather, so one generation removed from being cool. This is fucking stupid.
Yeah, do her parents have like special force lightning powers?
It doesn't make any sense. Like,
yeah,
I like because I love that part about The Last Jedi when he's like, your parents are dead in a ditch, and I'm like, good. They shouldn't be anyone special. Like, anybody, because the whole point is like that anybody can become like a force user, right? Because like, who was Anakin's father?
The Force.
I mean, let's ignore that. But I'm saying like, or Obi-Wan's father. You know, like it's not like
it's
not supposed
it's
to.
not important. I don't know if you know, there was a comic book recently, and they made it canon, and then they immediately made it non-canon, where it was revealed that Palpatine was Anakin's father.
What?
That he like used the Force to impregnate his mom.
The Force?
Yeah, he like somehow was like, I can force sex you from across this planet.
I can force. That sounds way too close. Like I can force myself on you. Yeah, no wonder.
He was. Yeah, he was the Bill Cosby of Star Wars.
Yeah, I was gonna say he fucking grabs a pill from across the room and he fucking moves and he bloop and drops it.
Yeah, so that was a plan. No one liked it, and they immediately made it non-canon, even though.
Did Bryan Singer write that? It's part of one of his parties.
Yeah. So yeah, it was just a big mess. It looked like. I mean, part of the problem was they kind of did. One of the problems with the prequels is that no one wanted to say no to George Lucas, and that's why those movies are so bad. Yeah. So what happened here was they made J.J. Abrams made the first one. That one people liked. The second one was really divisive. Most people hated it. Yeah. So they gave him a George Lucas complex where he's like, I'm the guy that made the last one people like. Like, do whatever you want, my lord. Please, we will not.
Well, he should have done all 3, in my opinion.
Yeah, well, I think they were planning to go with like the original trilogy with 3 different directors. You know, because like George Lucas did the first, did A New Hope, then I forget who did the second one.
But it didn't have 3 different writers, though, did it?
Yeah, it did. Because really? George Lucas wrote the first one, and then some other dude wrote the second one, and I forget who did the third one.
But I guess it didn't have like
George Lucas had the story.
I was gonna say they didn't have the equivalent of a showrunner then.
Yeah.
Somebody who would be like, hey, this shit doesn't make any sense. They didn't have. What's just so crazy too is like. The MCU is such a well-oiled machine. Like, even when they have to retcon shit, they do it so well.
Yeah.
And then now they have this fucking mess that's only 3 movies in a linear, like, continuation. It's not even,
there's literally no time between them. Like, each one picks off right where the last one ends. And they can't keep it up. And I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do from here, you know?
I think they should just stick to like writing like stuff like The Mandalorian, kind of keep it away from like the Skywalkers and shit.
Yeah, I think that is the plan.
Yeah.
We're just trying to see what they go with there, but we're talking about the MCU. What do you think they're gonna do with that now?
I mean, I think they're ramping up to Skrull invasion, right? To Secret Invasion or whatever.
I mean, they already revealed that the Skrulls were like good guys. That's what like one of my biggest flaws of Captain Marvel.
No, but they can always have like
a sect of them be evil.
yeah, a sect of them being evil or like because the Skrulls are a whole race. You know what I mean? So like, they could just say like humanity. You know, some are good, some are evil. I think they could do that.
Yeah, that's true. I don't know what they're gonna do with they're having, as far of a face of the universe. Because, I mean, they were trying
I think it's going to be Spider-Man if Sony stops being a dick.
well, because you're on the Disney side over Sony in that?
No, I'm on the fan side.
Oh, okay.
Here's the thing, because Sony did 3 good movies, then they did 2 bad ones, and then they're trying to, like, exploit the franchise, like a Morbius fucking movie? What the fuck, dude?
But you're not hyped for the vampire movie?
I'm not hyped for a fucking B-list villain to get his own movie.
Yeah, he's an anti-hero, but...
But I mean, like, he's not...
At least, like, Venom, like, people know who that is, and he's, like, a fan favorite.
And the whole point of these characters is that they work best as villains. They work best as foils to the hero.
Yeah.
Some you can definitely make their own stories. Like, I think Venom for sure has enough content where you can make his own story. Mm-hmm. But even then, like...
And he even works pretty good as an anti-hero. I'd say he's spent more time as an anti-hero than as a villain.
I actually prefer, like, the Mac Gargan version of Venom as a villain.
Scorpion
yeah, because he eats people. That shit's hilarious to me. Yeah. He fucking bites people he bites people's, like, arms off and shit.
Yeah, I mean, he ate some people's heads in the Venom movie, but I know you won't watch that out of...
No, I'm not. I mean, I did see Vulture show up at the end of Morbius.
Yeah.
So if they are going to connect them, then I will be forced to watch it. But if they're not going
forced
to...
Forced at gunpoint by Disney employees in your house.
Yeah.
This is now continuity.
Because they know how to get me every fucking time.
Yeah.
When they announced it, and they were like, it's not going to be part of the MCU, I'm like, you fucking assholes. And then they were like, but Tom Hardy's going to be Venom. I'm like, oh, you make me watch it.
Yeah, so the waters in terms of whether Morbius is going to be part of the MCU is kind of murky, so... Basically, the rules Sony has to abide by, and as part of this new contract, I'm assuming, any characters that appear and were first appeared in a Sony Spider-Man movie, they can use. But they can't use characters that appeared in a Sony Spider-Man movie that they didn't create. So that means they can pull Vulture over into the Sony universe, which would not be in continuity.
But the MCU can't pull Morbius into the MCU? Is that what you mean?
Yeah, they can't. And so, like, Morbius can't pull in Nick Fury, and the MCU can't pull in Morbius unless they come into an agreement. But they can pull in Vulture. So they're 2 worlds that kind of, like, connect to each other. And
it's a battle of egos then, right? Because they could just kind of hang back and just take the cash without having all this creative input. But they want to have the creative input, even though they kind of were ruining it.
I mean, after the masterpiece of Amazing Spider-Man 2, which somehow Miss Cat, like, gave the worst Jamie Foxx performance ever.
That's what I hated too, because I was like, when they cast Andrew Garfield and Emma Stone, I was like, oh, that's a great cast, like, and I was like, and they're using Gwen, that's perfect.
Yeah.
And then they were like, oh yeah, but Spider-Man cries every 5 minutes, and he looks like a fucking supermodel. And we're like, oh, this dude doesn't get pussy? Really? Like, I was supposed to believe that? Like, this fucking fool 6'2", bro.
He's 6'2".
Yeah, he looks like he models underwear for Calvin Klein, dude.
Spider-Man needs to be a short king.
Yeah, dude, that dude is perfectly casted.
Yeah,
like Tom Holland.
Tom Holland?
Yeah, he doesn't look 40. He is not like... Because the whole point is that he's supposed to look like a dork, but then he picks up a car and throws it at you, right?
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole point of the thing.
Yeah, I agree. And I think people, like, really hate this interpretation of him. Like, supposed, like, Spider-Man comic fans, like, I hate this interpretation, nothing like the character. And I know you're, like, a big Spider-Man comics fan.
I know for sure this is the best interpretation.
Yeah, no one I know... Okay, so the 2 biggest, like, Spider-Man comic book fans I know is you and another friend of mine. And I know both of you like this interpretation of the character.
Yeah.
And I always see people like, oh, he just wants to be like Iron Man Jr. And they always point... And I want to go over this with you as a writer.
Yeah.
The scene after the ferry when he's begging Iron Man for the suit back.
Yeah.
And Iron Man's like, no. Everyone points at that and they go, oh, this is the reason that this character is a bad interpretation. He just wants to be Iron Man Jr. And I always hear that from, like, Instagram film bros who want to be like Rise. Like, if you really don't get the purpose of this scene in the movie, please reconsider your career choice to become a writer.
Well, I mean, it's
because
clear
the purpose of that scene is to illustrate that he has to grow out of that.
And then he needs a father figure.
Yeah.
And Tony Stark is his father figure, not only, like, in more ways than one. Because not only is he his father figure as, like, Peter Parker, he's his father figure as Spider-Man, too.
Yeah. But people don't like that, and because they feel that they're throwing aside Uncle Ben, and I just think that it's kind of fine.
What do you mean throw him aside? He's fucking dead. He needs to find a new one. He can't fucking have a dead person as his father figure. Like, he had him, but now he needs someone to fill that void. And then this person got blasted into space by fucking Thanos. So I'm like, well, like, of course, like, he's gonna need to find, you know, like, something to fill that void. So he feels that the way to fill that void is for him to become that person.
Yeah. I think what it is that, from my point, and since I communicate with a lot of people on Instagram, there's so many film bros out there, and they're like people who are like 15 who watch like every frame of painting on YouTube and think that they know about movies because they say
that's a good color, but
grading.
I mean,
yeah, but it's like, you know, it's like people know what they're talking about, and they're like, I know what color grading is, so I must be like some kind of movie expert.
Yeah,
and they heard Martin Scorsese say he doesn't like MCU movies, and like, look, my point is invalidated. Like, you ever seen Taxi Driver? I don't even know what that is. And that's a lot of what these people are. Is like, if you haven't seen Taxi Driver, I don't want to hear your opinion on movies, okay? If you're 15.
You should. I mean, you should watch this because it's a good movie. But like, I hate. Like, I don't understand when people get so snobby. Like, when they like to act like they're more like movies are more important than they are.
Yeah.
Like, it's just a facet of art.
Yeah, I agree. One of
artists that know enough to think they know what they're talking about, but don't know enough to know that they're just flat wrong.
Yeah, it's like, I think there is to a certain degree. Like, people always go, "Oh, it's my opinion. My opinion's, you know, subjective." But I think there are like some certain objective standards in art. Like, I don't care who you are. If you think The Room's a good movie, you don't deserve to have an opinion on movies. Like, that just means you're wrong. Like, your opinion can be wrong to a certain degree. You know, it's like,
and also like movies are actually like, in my opinion, like the kind of like the better reviewed and more objective. I don't know how to explain this. Like I'll give you like an example. Like, for example, like if you watch the Oscars, you watch every movie that's nominated by the Oscars. I don't think I've ever seen a movie that was nominated that I thought was bad.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
What I mean? Like, objectively bad. But I've heard plenty of objectively bad music that was nominated for like a Grammy or something like that. Like I think people actually like there's a better understanding of the like of a craft, like as an audience, about movies. You know, like it's not because they have so much shit that you put into them that you can actually see when something's well made or not, because you have to edit it, you have to have the sound right, it has to be acted well, like it has so much going in, you know, that like it's not as subjective, I think, as like other art.
What do you think about that, Mr. Music Producer?
Like, I think like the same logic applies to music. Like, you can have bad songwriting with amazing production, amazing mixes, recording on like vintage gear that's like 60 years old and worth $10,000s. So like, even if you, I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Like, from a producer standpoint, like when Taylor Swift's album beat "To Pimp a Butterfly" by Kendrick.
That's what I knew they were bullshit.
Yeah, well, for sure. I mean, it's literally a popularity contest. It's only there so you can raise your wage at the end of the day.
Right.
And but the thing is, that Taylor Swift album was like mixed by like one of the best mix engineers on the planet, and like produced by and written by like some of the. So, you know, like, I'm not saying that makes it good, but it's the same thing. How like you can see a Transformers movie and it's like the CGI is amazing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But like.
And the writing's amazing.
No, I just
Transformers movies.
I just feel like when it comes to like fixing problems when you make something, people can do that easier with other art, you know, like than they can with movies. Like, movies have so many moving parts that it's hard to actually hide when something is like completely got fucked up.
I think you'd have to say, like, objectively, like, obviously more people are going to work on a movie than on an album. If you just look at the list of who's worked on it, you know, you're going to be sitting there watching it for 10 minutes on a movie. I think it's because movies, I think what you're saying is because movies have more like individual, like there's the film side of it, there's a sound side of it, there's the acting and the writing. And I think it's easier to like latch onto one of those because it just takes up a larger portion of.
Well, since you're doing more things at the same time, there's a bigger chance that you're gonna fuck up. So like, even though like you might have nailed the music in a thing, you might have nailed the lighting. Like, for example, like say a character had his fucking like button, you know, like. Like that shit was buttoned up like in one take, and then it's like unbuttoned another take. Like, that's such a like a minimal mistake, but there's so much shit going on.
That you're not gonna notice that.
Well, it's just like,
or it's not gonna be significant.
It's so many like moving parts. I don't know. I don't think my Grammy thing applied as much. I think it was more like a complaint about the Grammys being a fucking popularity contest.
He's just mad that To Pimp a Butterfly lost.
Because I was like, that is an objectively better album. That shit is like that shit is like reading I don't know. It's just like it's like you're listening to like
It is
a Maya
high art.
Angelou poem or some shit
Like I think like Kendrick Lamar makes like high art, you know.
exactly
It's like the shit that's gonna be in like museums.
yeah, and he never lied to Kanye.
He never what?
And he never lied to Kanye. And Taylor Swift did that fucking snake.
Kanye never ran up and said that Kendrick didn't deserve his Grammy.
Yeah.
He never came out. This belongs to Beyonce. This is Beyonce's Grammy, Kendrick.
He did that to these fucking DJs that I love, dude. I never realized. It's called Justice. And they had a sick ass music video, and I think it was the year Single Ladies was nominated.
Oh, and he
Just a shit song. And this fool went up and he's like, either like you guys shouldn't have won or whatever. So he did that twice. But these fools are not that famous, so nobody cared when he did it the first time. And then he did it to Taylor Swift again. So I'm like,
and Kanye West is just.
I wish he did that in the Oscars.
Dude,
I wish he did that.
You need to become the Kanye West of the
I
film
should just
industry.
go up.
And you can run over and be like, you don't deserve this best picture. This needs to go to whoever.
Yeah. Or like if somebody other than Joaquin Phoenix wins, I'll be like, shut up, Joe Pesci.
He's going up against Adam Driver, and even when he was at the Golden Globes, he was like, Adam Driver should have gotten this instead of me.
What was he nominated for? For Marriage Story?
Yeah.
Did you watch it?
No, have you?
It's really good. You should watch it.
It seems depressing, man.
It's not at all.
It's not?
No.
I mean, I know it's funny.
I don't think a marriage ending in divorce is depressing.
Like, I was like, I hope that's how my marriage ends.
No, because that means it was a bad marriage.
Yeah.
So when bad things end, that's good.
Yeah.
Right? I don't know. No, but it's not depressing. I know what you mean. Like, I saw it too, and I was like, but I started watching it. It's really, like, entertaining.
Okay. Yeah, I know. I've seen some of the funny parts. I've seen when he cuts his arm open with the knife or whatever by accident. He's, like, bleeding. I'm like, why?
No, but there's, like, a scene that's, like, 20 minutes long where they're just arguing and shit. Mm-hmm. And, like, if you've ever been in a relationship, you're going to understand exactly, like, where they're both coming from. So I fucking should have had a Chad here talking about that.
Yeah, I know.
I don't even know what the other ones are. I just know Chad.
Chad.
What is a name for nerds?
Nerds. I think they just call them incels.
Simps.
Oh yeah, Simps. That's the new one.
Yeah, because I'm a manlet.
You're.
Yeah.
Am I a manlet? Is that because we're small?
Yeah.
Okay.
If you're a manlet, if you're in between, I think 5'6" to 5'8".
I think I'm like 5'9". I think I might have just missed it.
You're not 5'9".
I'm not.
No.
Wait, what are you?
5'7".
5'7".
Yeah, we're fucked.
Damn.
Yeah, we're manlets as fuck.
We're manlets.
If we were like 2 inches shorter, we wouldn't even be men. We would be women. That's I saw the chart and it made me so depressed. Yeah.
You're going off of an actual chart?
Because when Pepe the Frog was super like popular, so they had a fucking eye chart.
Back in the good days, bro.
Yeah, and it said like the best height, and it was like 5'10" to 6'2", and then it said like 6'2" and above. He's like, what are you, a freak? And then from 5'10" to 5'7" is like barely a man. You made it. And then 5'6" and like and below it said like woman. It just said woman.
Good. All right. It's good to know I have the 2009 time capsule with me.
That shit turned dark fast too, like because it started out like that, and then it was Pepe with a Nazi flag.
It was like, this guy's racist.
The internet.
Well, it's gonna happen. Let's get back to movies. We really branch off like so much.
No, it's
but we were talking about the conversation about art being man, damn, I lost where I was.
No,
okay, I was talking when we were talking about how people get like really high and mighty about art, and one of the things I think is funny is, and again, I want to go back to like film bros because those are like some of my least favorite people on earth. Like it's like simps, then like incels. No, incels are below, and then it's like.
I was gonna say that you're putting them above.
Yeah, film bros are at like the bottom. And one of my favorite things that they've been doing recently is they worship the Joker movie, which I do think is good. And they're constantly
it's
going
a great
after,
movie.
yeah, it's a really good movie. They're constantly going after the MCU, and like Martin Scorsese, he loves Joker, and he did an interview recently, and he's like, I've never seen Joker. He said in the interview, he's like, I'm not gonna watch it. I've seen clips of it online. It's okay.
That's what he said. Didn't he produce it?
No. Everyone thinks he produced it because they riffed off Taxi Driver. He
was an executive producer though. I saw him in the credits.
No, go back and rewatch. He's not in the credits.
Really?
He was gonna executive produce it and he dropped out.
Well, he's missing out because that is a great movie.
Yeah, I just think he looks at it like.
Has he ever watched The Dark Knight too? Like, because I think like you know what I mean. Like, if you want to criticize, like.
Yeah, I don't think he says he doesn't watch a lot of movies, but I think what's funny with his relationship with the Joker is, I think so. If you've read the screenplay for Joker, and I've read some of it, and I've heard criticisms, it literally lifts story beats or scene directions from the Taxi Driver script and just changes the names. Like it has scenes.
Well, Todd Phillips said that he wanted to make a remake.
Yeah, he remakes Taxi Driver. So I think that what's happened with the movie is that he was just like had his name attached to it, and it's like his unwanted redheaded stepchild, where everyone's like, Martin Scorsese, do you love the Joker?
It didn't feel
Driver.
like the same movie at all, though. To be honest,
I think it feels really similar, and I just rewatched Taxi Driver last night. It has like a lot of similarities in it, but I think that people are like trying to attach it to him, and he's like, look, I don't want this movie, leave it alone. Like, this is your son, Martin. He's like, no, the kids ain't mine. Give Maury.
You know what it feels like? It feels like the Shadow Link version of it. Like, I don't think it feels similar. I think it feels like if Travis Bickle was a bad guy. Yeah. Then it would be that. To me, I don't know if you've ever seen this movie. It's called Observe and Report.
Yeah.
With Seth Rogen.
It's so bad.
Dude, that movie is
Shadow
that
Link
movie is
of
no, that movie is like that movie is Taxi Driver for sure, because the same thing. It's some dude who didn't accomplish his potential and he wants to become like a superhero or whatever, right? Yeah. To me, that movie's way more similar. I actually love that movie. But this is what I'm talking about, right? Like, if you really love movies, then you'll love a bunch of shit. Yeah. I watched this movie called Only God Forgives.
Oh, dude, I want to see that with Ryan Gosling, where he's like a martial artist, right?
It's weird, but it kept me like entranced, right? But I can watch that, which is like high art cinema, and then I can watch fucking Fast and Furious and I enjoy it because I love movies in general, you know, like. Yeah, that's how I feel, because I feel like my top 5 movies, it's like weirdly like, so I mentioned it to someone like, that's a really weird list. So like I got like Scream, Big Trouble in Little China, and like Leon the Professional, and then Taxi Driver, The Departed. And they're like, why do you have all these different movies? And I'm like, because I like different types of movies. It's like, I'll sit down and I'll watch Parasite and think it's like the best movie I've seen in like 10 years. And then I'll go watch Endgame. And I'll be like, I love this movie. That's kind of crazy too that I have 2 De Niro movies like in my top 5. Like I was thinking about that.
What's your top 5?
Well, Heat is number 1 for me. That's my favorite
I love
movie.
Heat. That movie's amazing.
Yeah. I think it's the perfect crime, like the perfect
it is.
Like,
and
crime
it's
movie.
like 3 hours, like over 3
hours. It's an epic.
And it doesn't feel like it.
Right. If it's, to me, it's like the Iliad of like crime movies, where like, because not only does it encompass everything in a crime movie, like it encompasses the cops, the families, the victims, and the robbers, but it also like it takes place across all of LA, like Ventura, like Long Beach, Hollywood, like but yeah, I have that, and then obviously Taxi Driver, and then I love Road to Perdition.
Oh, that's a great movie.
Yeah, I fucking love that movie. And then I don't know if this might be in my top 5, but I haven't stopped thinking about this. I watched a movie called Climax.
Who's in it?
Because nobody famous. Is that dude who made Gaspar Noé, whatever his fool's name is. He did Irreversible and Enter the Void, like these super like I think he's French, and he did like these super dark
French
movies.
Films. I hate the French.
No, but this movie is like the whole movie is 3 takes. So like it's 3 long takes, and I was like, I couldn't stop thinking about the movie just because I was like, how the fuck did this fool think about this, right? And he made that shit. Yeah. And then I don't know. I forget about my list. Maybe like A History of Violence. I really like that movie too.
Oh, that's a really good movie too.
Yeah. I don't know if you can notice a theme. Oh yeah, Django. Fucking love Django.
Just extremely violent movies.
Well, Django's my favorite Tarantino movie because you can see him jacking off as he's making this movie. This fool gets captured, and then they're gonna fucking cut off his balls, and he's like, nah, there's 30 more minutes of movie, bro. And he fucking comes back, he shoots the fuck out of all of them, then he burns the fucking thing down, and then he goes and fucks his wife. Like, I love this movie.
Yeah, you do have a common theme in your top 5. It's just extreme violence. Very Miguel, trademarked.
I just like, because I like when they have fun when they make movies. I don't know.
Yeah, I think you need to have fun when you're making movies for sure.
Or at least like you could tell that this dude was like, I can't fucking wait to make this. Yeah. Like the whole time he's directing the movies, like, oh yes, this gotta look.
There's just some movies that feel like grinds. Like, did you see the last X-Men: Dark Phoenix?
No.
I saw it in theaters.
No.
I saw everything.
No, God. You should have just fucking stared at your wall for 2 hours. That would have been a better use of your time.
You told me to watch Bad Grandpa instead of Taxi Driver the other day.
I don't think that's the one I actually meant. I think I meant I forget what that one's called with Zac Efron and Robert De Niro.
Oh, you're talking about. Oh no, there's 2. He did Bad Grandpa and Dirty Grandpa.
Bad Grandpa's good. That's with Johnny Knoxville.
Yeah, and he did Dirty Grandpa.
Dirty Grandpa.
He made 2 Grandpa movies.
Yeah. That one is. It has its funny moments.
You told me to watch that instead of Taxi Driver, and I said I could punch myself in the nuts for 2 hours and get a similar experience. and your response was, "It wouldn't be Oscar worthy." Though I disagree that if I filmed it and presented it to Martin Scorsese.
Did you see that he was in an ad in the Super Bowl, Scorsese?
No,
because he's supposed to have dinner with
Jonah Hill.
Yeah, he's supposed to have dinner with Jonah Hill. And the rest of the ad doesn't matter. But I was so weird seeing him in a Super Bowl ad. I was like, how much money did they pay this fool? This is probably what funded The Irishman. It's this fucking ad.
Yeah, I mean, he used to act. He has a cameo in Taxi Driver,
and it's amazing.
Yeah,
I was like, holy
he has
shit.
He has the best cameo ever. Where he's like, I'm gonna kill my wife for having sex with this
I'm gonna
guy.
put this gun up her cunt. And I'm like, Jesus, Martin, calm down.
I know, for real. Yeah. He's like a psychopath in that movie. That's like I think the all-time greatest like director cameo.
He has a good one too in Mean Streets. Have you seen Mean Streets?
Yeah, what's his cameo in that one?
He's the fucking guy who shoots Robert De Niro. He just pops out the car and he fucking shoots him. I don't think you see him in the movie before that because he's like a henchman of that dude he owes money to.
Yeah.
He just pops out and fucking shoots De Niro.
Yeah, see, he has good cameos. I think Tarantino has some kind of fun ones, but he can't act and it kind of ruins it.
That's so weird because like I think he acted like really well in Pulp Fiction.
I haven't seen Pulp Fiction in a while. I think he's Reservoir Dogs. The one is where does he have dialogue in that one?
Yeah, he's
I think that's the one where I saw him and thought he was doing really bad.
He has the Like a Virgin monologue at the very
he delivered
opening.
his own monologue.
I don't know. I need to go back.
I don't know. I don't think you should do as a fucking writer. I think you should always leave the best parts of what you write
to someone who can actually
or just to like an actor.
Acting.
Because they're gonna be like, come on, bro. Come on. You directed this shit. Now you want to do like a virgin monologue? Yeah. Can't do everything.
No, you can't.
Unless you're Ben Stiller.
Unless you're Ben Stiller. Yeah, I know, right? Did you see Robert Downey Jr. talking about making Tropic Thunder when he was on Joe Rogan?
Oh, Joe Rogan? No, I didn't see it.
Because he was
way
like,
too boring. I stopped it.
He's like, oh, yeah, I thought it was kind of boring too.
Yeah, right. Like 20 minutes in, I'm like, ask him about the Me Too movement. Say something of substance.
Ask him about doing blackface and how your career...
fuck Dr. Dolittle. What are you talking about? Like ask him about
they
the
knew
drugs.
The movie was gonna tank.
That was probably the contingency though.
Yeah.
Straight up, because he was there like... I started watching that Joe Rogan clip, but I stopped watching because it was boring too. But even in that clip, they were talking about fucking Doolittle. Yeah,
well, it's because that was the way he came on to promote it, because they knew that movie was going to tank because...
But he's too famous to care about it, and Iron Man's dead, so just say whatever you want now.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just surprised. He's like, the reason they killed off Iron Man is like, I kind of want to do something different. He's like, I'll do another big-budget Disney movie with lots of CGI.
I know, and then it's like...
but bad.
Yeah, and how dare you step in the shoes of fucking Eddie Murphy? Right? Like with the balls on this guy to be like, oh, I can do that. What Eddie Murphy did.
I mean, he couldn't do Norway. He did blackface in a movie and was nominated for an Oscar.
He killed in that movie. That movie is also like it's a classic.
He could do whatever he wants at this point, right? He's like the only person. Him and Rob McElhenney from It's Always Sunny.
Yeah.
The only people who've done blackface in the last 10 years and not been canceled.
Well, because he wasn't doing blackface, he was doing what's this Danny Glover face.
Danny Glover.
So it was really only insulting to one man.
Did he? They both did.
That's what he said in his interview at Conan, because they showed the fucking picture, and I was like, how is this not like a huge like news story, right? So like they're in Conan, and then he shows the Conan like will show the clip, so he puts the fucking picture of this fool in blackface and Lethal Weapon, and then Rob McElhenney he looks, and he's like, no, but like see, it's not blackface, it's Danny Glover face.
Danny Glover face.
And he's like, do you have any new tattoos? You know how they do the segues in these talk shows? Mm-hmm. And he has a tattoo, and it says. It says Bill Cosby, and then you could see that he wrote in an R to say Bill Crosby.
Dude, and okay, this is gonna be another weird segue now.
Go ahead, bro.
Okay, you had me thinking about that about cop movies. Did you see the trailer for the new Saw spinoff?
Yeah, I don't know what to think about it.
Did you see that?
No,
I love Chris.
Right now on mute.
It's
You're not gonna miss anything.
I have to. There's nothing to see here. I can tell you the only thing worth knowing about this movie. It's a horror movie about two cops played by Samuel Jackson and Chris Rock.
But we know, but Samuel Jackson has the range for sure.
Yeah, but
I think Chris Rock might, but I don't think he has the. What was I gonna say? I don't think. It's hard to take him seriously in a role like that.
I don't think he's supposed to be serious. He's like cracking jokes. I think Samuel Jackson would be the straight man.
That I'm down for. If it's like some Beverly Hills Cops type of shit, I'm down as fuck for that.
And it's just so random. Like when I think Saw, I don't think buddy cop movie with Chris Rock and Samuel Jackson.
Somebody already ruined it for me in the comics. Where like in the comments where they were like saying there's probably 2 separate timelines. I'm like, yeah, you're right.
Oh man,
it probably is.
Yeah, because they don't actually see each other.
Yeah, I was like, I think you might be right, Mr. Common Cunt.
Yeah, you can't go on the YouTube.
I saw the Fast and Furious trailer. Did you see that?
I watched it. Yeah.
Yeah, it ruins the whole fucking movie. Don't watch it, dude. Why did they reveal John Cena and then they were like, it's his brother? You don't need to say that.
Yeah, I know.
Dude, it's John Cena.
Because
leave the
who's
reveal
all
for the
about
movie.
family?
Yeah, I get it. But like, it's a cool enough reveal that you have John Cena in the movie as the bad guy. You don't need to reveal like the fact that he's his brother. You could have saved that for the movie. Nobody would have given a shit. He could be his fucking cousin. He could be his mailman. It doesn't matter. It's fucking John Cena. Yeah. Yeah. He's like, he came up one time to deliver mail and fucking Vin Diesel came out and he beat to him with a robe. And then he's like
doing that. Have you ever seen that video of him dancing like the Beyonce song?
Who?
Vin Diesel.
He can dance.
No, have you seen him dancing like?
When he has the tights? Oh,
yeah.
No, I haven't. I saw a video of him in I think it's like the 80s, and he's like 18, and he has an afro. He's dancing with some other dude. I'm like, what the?
There's a video of him dancing in a wife beater and like sweats to like a Beyonce song.
That's all he owns. Did you know that? He just owns wife beaters.
They like forcibly make him change clothes.
You know what's crazy is he doesn't have any tattoos.
He doesn't?
Right?
I think he would.
I don't think he does, right? Like, that's fucking wild, right? I was actually like, oh shit, this dude doesn't have any tattoos. Why did he get so buff then?
Yeah, does he not know you're an actor in the 21st century? You need to have tattoos, Vin Diesel. You know?
I mean...
Bloodshot
looks good, though. That trailer looks...
What does?
Bloodshot?
Oh, yeah. See, I thought you said it looked horrible, but okay.
No, it looks good. Yeah, I thought the poster looked kind of weird, but the trailer looks really good.
Yeah, I mean, I like the comic book. I like the character.
I'm not going to read it because I don't want it spoiled.
Yeah, well, I mean, the movie gives away like the big. I mean, it's not really a giveaway. It gives.
I know what the big. Like, yeah, they did spoil the twist.
Well, I don't think it's really a twist. It's just like a story element in it that, like, you know, they're just.
But it would have been cool if they saved that part of the premise for the movie. Yeah,
I always do think like in movies, I'm like, wouldn't it be like it's just like it's a necessary reveal for the trailer to draw people in.
Yeah.
But like I always wonder, like you'll see that in elements in movies. Like I wonder if people like would have gone in not knowing that, they would have been like mind blown.
I always think about that and like about trailers and why they like how they do them. Like, why can't they just do like a separate like thing for a trailer? Like, I always thought about like, you know, that like this, for example, the first scene in like Inglourious Basterds when they're talking about the milk and shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, if you could do like a condensed, like something like that, like that's like 2 minutes.
Just its own scene that's not connected.
Yeah, its own scene that's not connected to the movie as a trailer to like get people in, like.
That'd be interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
Or like for action movies, like I think all you really need is to show the fight, do it in slow mo, put some cool music, and then just fucking.
Yeah,
cut it right.
John Wick 4, just
exactly like.
I probably would have seen the first John Wick in theaters if they just did that.
Yeah, if they would have just shown him like going in slow motion, takes out a gun and shoots a motherfucker in the face, and then he walks out of frame and it just says John Wick. I'm in. You know, like I don't need the story.
Do you remember the experience when that movie came out that no one had because it looked like a really bad straight to DVD movie with Keanu Reeves, so I didn't bother watching it, and everyone online is like, this is the greatest movie ever made.
Had Man of Tai Chi come out by then?
I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't even know what that is.
Because I think the only reason why I thought it might be, because I watched it and I was like, oh, this shit's gonna be good, is because he made a movie, but I don't know if it came out before. I think it did. It's called Man from Tai Chi, I think it's called. Mm-hmm. And Keanu Reeves is like this dude who runs like an underground fighting ring, and he's the fucking boss, right? Mm-hmm. And the main character is like some dude who knows Tai Chi, and he fucks everyone up. And then but Keanu Reeves is like the bad guy, and he wears like a fucking half a mask, and he tells him like, oh, you have to fight tomorrow, and then he's fighting like.
Oh, dude, I know what you're talking about. I haven't seen it.
So that movie's sick as fuck. Mm-hmm. It's really good. So when I watched that, I was like, oh, like Keanu Reeves is now like, even though like, cause big budget action movies aren't really like a thing anymore besides like a couple of franchises. Yeah. I was like, but this shit's really good. So then I was like, I'll go watch John Wick. Yeah.
See, that's the thing when it's crazy to think about like John Wick is like a household name now. Like everyone knows who John Wick is. When that first movie came out, I remember it was a billboard for up the hill from my house, and every time I walked by, I was like, "Well, I'm not gonna watch that."
I didn't watch it in theaters. I rented the movie.
The only reason I rented it was because everyone said it was so good.
Yeah.
And now it's like I've seen the second and third one. I'll watch the fourth one.
I don't think I even watched the second one in theaters either. I think I only watched the third in theaters.
I mean, I'm gonna watch them all in theaters on opening day now because I love them. But it's like it's just so crazy that it's just something that I thought I was like, well, there's no way that's gonna be good.
Well, it's because the director, or I think there's either one or two. They used to be stuntmen.
Yeah, it was his stuntman from The Matrix.
Right. So like this fool knows exactly how to fucking shoot an action scene, so that it's not blurry, so that the action is clear, but also it has beats where like you see him struggle, and stabs him.
Yeah,
there's some shit like it looks cool.
It looks similar to the choreography on the Daredevil show. Yeah, because he gets tired out, but that's what people like about the fights is like he feels like a person. He gets tired out by the end of fights.
Yeah, he's like,
he like stumbles around and will be holding on a wall, and somebody will just clock him in the face like 5 times.
I know.
Just run up and deck him like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. Just,
and I I like that they don't waste time killing the dudes. Where like he's just like
he just shoots him in the face.
He shoots him on the head, and I'm like, that's what he should do, because that's. Even though that's not, I guess, realistic, it makes more sense that he would take out 15 dudes like that than having an insane firefight where he's fucking like someone shooting him and missing. Like, it would make sense that he would be like an insane marksman to be able to kill that many people.
Yeah. I just always think back on that movie series and how it just ended up, going from like what it was, and just it kind of changed. I think the way that we're gonna, because like the way Matrix changed like action movies. I think this has changed it similarly. Dude, I think that it's introduced a new standard for.
That's everything action. I was thinking about when I was thinking about like a Hotline Miami movie. I was like, that's what you need, because the game is like a one-shot kill type of thing. Mm-hmm. So I was like, a movie would work like that, where like you would have this super like Spec Ops dude like fucking like taking people out. Yeah. Except I always pictured Jacket as more of like a brawler. No, right, but what I'm saying is like
it would need to be similar to that.
Yeah, where it would have to be like because it's the same thing. It's a dude walking into a room taking out like a large group of people.
Yeah. All right, so we're back again, which we had a problem with the camera and
it died.
But we're gonna keep the audio and everything that we saved on there, and we're just gonna put a nice little picture of me and Miguel being a little too close and a little too touchy.
I don't know about too close.
There's no such thing.
I do.
What's next on the docket?
What's next? Hey, listen, this is not a document.
The docket, bro.
It's a list of insults to use on you over the course of this.
What does it say? A spick.
Does not say that, please. Doesn't say that. Okay, I'm not Mel Gibson. I swear.
He doesn't even say that. He says "went back," and I'm like, "Come on, bro. That ain't even the right word."
That's a very boomer racist.
He insults everybody in his rant too, which is hilarious. Like, because I was listening to on a radio show, and they had like they were doing like a thing where they were checking off every race that he insulted. He goes through everybody.
Did he get to the white people?
This way. Now you can just
and then
just a tiny bit more towards me.
Producer things going on.
That's sweet.
All right.
Does he get to the white people?
No, they're great.
No, he loves. So he doesn't get to every race, unless you don't think white people are a legitimate race.
No. Is that the woke thing? I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know what the woke thing is.
I'm not one to be defined.
I see you, and I don't see color.
That's good.
Racism solved.
Racism solved. I think we're pretty much like the same racial mix though, except I'm Costa Rican instead of Mexican.
Yeah, because I'm apparently Italian or something. I don't know if I could pass as Italian. Maybe if I would talk like this.
Maybe if you shaved, then you were.
Yeah, if I shaved, then I was like, hey, what's going on here? I'm walking in.
Yeah, we can start a club with Carlos.
Yeah, I'm from New York.
From New York.
Yeah, I don't say ours.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. It's probably better that way. So you want to talk about that the Aaron Hernandez documentary?
Yeah, dude. What the fuck, bro? He fucking killed people and sucked dick. Isn't that crazy? That's what the documentary revealed to me. That he was a murderer who liked penis in his mouth. I was like, shit. Well, because that dude, like, he says it so casually too. He's like, I don't know why he liked doing that, because when we made out and he blew me, and I'm like, hold up, bro. What the fuck are you talking about? Go rewind that shit, and then his dad is right next to him. He's like, yeah, you sucking good, son. I'm like, that's one supportive dad.
Yeah. Oh my god. The documentary caught me off guard because I was not paying. I still don't really pay attention to sports, but I definitely was not paying attention to sports.
I knew about his case because I remember hearing about his case and I remember hearing about his suicide.
I have vague memories, and I have a pretty good memory of when he committed suicide. Yeah. But what the hell? So he killed himself so he'd be acquitted, so the money could go to his family?
Yeah, so...
And they're trying to overturn that law because it makes no sense?
Well, because the family of Odin Lloyd, she was like, hey, like, that's some fucking bullshit, right? Like, this dude killed him. Why are you
like, he killed himself. How could he be guilty?
And the Patriots would never give him the money. And also, like, the baby mom, like, sell the house. You have more than enough shit in the house that you could, like, make enough money.
You could literally just be, this is the house Aaron Hernandez.
No, you could. She totally could have lived off everything that he bought if she had sold everything, right?
Yeah.
Because I don't think they froze his assets because they were not part of the crime, right? He didn't like to rob. He liked to shoot motherfuckers, right?
Yeah.
So he did that because he thought the Patriots would then have to pay him. Because I think the only reason why they didn't have to was if you're convicted of a crime, they don't have to pay your shit. Yeah. But if it's overturned. I don't know. I mean, like, he had brain damage. He didn't think this through, right? Yeah.
He clearly did have brain damage, and they showed the doctor that did the studies on his brain. He was clearly messed up. Just the phone calls in that show with his mom, when they're like talking about the gay people in the prison. Dude, he's like, they walk around thinking they're women, those trans people, I hate them. I'm like, oh, this guy's clearly closeted gay, man.
Yeah, right. Like, it's so obvious. Like, you see those dudes with their gay big dicks? Nasty. And I'm like, all right, Aaron.
I never put one in my mouth. Ew.
Yeah, you Yeah. And also, like, I thought it was hilarious when they were like, I think it was in the second trial, right? When they showed him and some woman went like, oh my God, he's gorgeous. And I'm like, damn, is this really the right setting, bitch? Like, what the fuck?
People were outside the prison, like, outside the courtroom, like, the jail, when they were dropping off, and that chair was like, we love you, Aaron Hernandez. And some dude in the crowd's like, how do you love a murderer?
Yeah. Oh, some dude said that, right?
Yeah, dude just...
But why are you there, then?
I probably just to get some. He's probably a TMZ guy.
Yeah, he was a fucking vigilante making sure he goes to prison. He's like, I'm here to make sure everything goes all right. Suit. Yeah. And I like how him and his brother had the same haircut. like this could be any more homoerotic. Yeah.
The drama of that murder was so insane that it's his fiance's sister's boyfriend.
Okay, and here's the thing, right? Because the whole time in the documentary, they say that it can't figure out why he killed Odin Lloyd, right? They didn't find the motive. Dude, the motive is right there. He said he was dancing with some chick, then he saw something, he walked away from her, right? Mm-hmm. Odin Lloyd saw him dancing with a chick that wasn't his girlfriend. That's why he killed him. Mm. Like, I was like, is this nobody, like, I think I'm probably missing evidence, right? I'm sure some fucking idiot, like, probably thought about it, right? Like, the prosecutor, somebody came up with this.
I mean, if they were stupid enough to, like, not just convict him, like, right off the bat.
No, but, like, how, like, the prosecutor couldn't find the motive for him killing Odin Lloyd, right? And I was like, I think that's it.
Yeah, but I mean, it's like, if they really couldn't just make this, like, the most easy conviction of all time, they clearly aren't, like, geniuses.
That dude, what's his name? Jose Baez, right? The fool who the Casey Anthony lawyer?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That dude's a fucking genius. That dude is a fucking genius, and I was actually, like, super, like impressed with his drug dealing friend, because this fool would come up with, like, all these tough questions, and this fool actually think about it. Like, when he says, like, so you're here to ruin his life, and he's like, I might have ruined his life, but it wasn't my intention. I'm like, God damn, bro. I know, this fool fucking sells drugs, and he's just as smart as you fucking lawyer.
If you get Casey Anthony's lawyer as your lawyer, does that automatically mean everyone's going to know you're guilty? It's like, I was supposed to believe that you're innocent with the Casey Anthony lawyers defending you.
Well, she didn't do it either, so.
Oh, yeah, she totally didn't do it. That's what I'm saying.
I don't know enough about that case. All I know is that she did it.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. It's like, everyone's in the... That's like getting the OJ lawyer. Dude. It's like, I defended OJ Simpson. Like, oh, so they're guilty too, but we're just going to pretend they're not. Like, what? OJ's innocent.
But, I mean, yeah, I was thinking about that too because he's in a documentary, right? He actually talks to the people he has an interview. And I was like, I could never do that fucking job, dude. I understand that, like, when you're accused of a crime, that you have to have representation.
Yeah,
and
who believes you're innocent.
Yeah, right. You need to be fair. But like to me, like the minute I'm like, somebody's my client, I'm like, all right, did you do it? And he's like, hell yeah, and I suck dick too. I'm like, I can't do this, like this fool fucking murders people. Like I wouldn't I don't think I would have I don't know if it's lack of like morals. I don't know if that's fair to say, but like whatever the strength is.
I think you just need to adhere to the justice system,
right? Like to be that impartial, where you're like,
you have to
you did it, but I
believe in in being impartial.
Yeah, be like, because you have to do your best, and then if you lose, that means justice was done. Yeah, but you're not trying to lose.
Yeah, well, I think it's because you need to believe that you're not necessarily just on this person's side. You're just on the side of the justice system. Yeah. And for the justice system to work, every case needs to have someone on it who firmly, completely believes that person's innocent. Yeah. And if there isn't people who are going to do them, the justice system just doesn't work. Because you're going to be getting people who might be innocent.
Think it works anyways. I think it's very clear that it doesn't fucking work.
Well, yeah, if Anthony Hernandez got off. I mean, nothing's going to be perfect.
Who's that? Is that his brother?
What did I just say? Wait, what did I say?
You said Anthony Hernandez.
What's the guy's name?
Aaron.
Aaron Hernandez. You know what? It's a name. I got the last name right. You know what I mean? I was thinking Casey Anthony. Anthony Hernandez.
That's their kid. Anthony
that's the kid they had together. Yeah. Listen, don't judge me for getting my A names mixed up.
I thought it was so crazy too that you can't detect CTE until you die. They have to literally check your fucking brain. You can't find it in a scan.
Yeah, you need to slice that thing open.
Yeah.
Put it in a meat slicer, get some good chunks out of it.
I was thinking about watching this. I was like, there's gotta come a point where I think it's inevitable for football to be regulated to the point where they might I don't know. I was thinking about probably a solution. I don't know if it's a solution, but what they could do is they could just start giving players either a number of you can't have more than 10 concussions or we'll force you to retire or some shit like that, or maybe you cannot have a longer than 3-year contract, because we can't have you be exposed to that much trauma over the time.
Then you have people trying to give star players concussions,
dude. But everybody's saying because here's the thing, dude. I watch UFC fights religiously, and I've seen more fucked up shit watching Sunday Night Football than I have seen watching fights. Yeah, these people are actually actively trying to fucking hit each other. And the difference is that when a football player is running or doing whatever, what fucks him up is the hit that he doesn't see coming. Yeah. Because that's what knocks fighters out too. Mm-hmm. But then that fool gets knocked out, the ref comes in, he stops it, right? Mm-hmm. But then some fool can get knocked out and then fucking 10 people jump on top of him. Right? I was like, Jesus Christ.
That's the thing, if someone gets knocked out in UFC and the ref and 8 other people just jump on.
Yeah, imagine if he jumped into it and he fucking suplexed him. That would be the equivalent, dude.
Yeah, I think we'd have some more messed up UFC fighters.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel bad. I don't because I don't think it's going away, but I'm clearly this is gonna reach a boiling point.
Yeah. We're gonna get enough serial killer football players, and I think they'll really.
I just think
these guys are getting hit in the head so much.
I just think they're not gonna have enough people trying to actually
Yeah, I know some people who wanted to be football players for forever when I was growing up with them, and then when they hit college and they looked at it seriously, why does I want the brain damage? And they just want to do on track and field and other sports. Yeah, because it's just it's gonna kill you. Yeah,
I think more players are gonna do what that dude did in the documentary, where he played 1 year and then he bounced.
Yeah, that's what I think it is. Because I know 2 or 3 who were really seriously considering being football players. Yeah. And then when I talked to them why they stopped, they just didn't want to deal with the brain damage that would come with it. I mean, that's why Joe Rogan stopped doing UFC. He says, just because you see people getting not UFC. Why he stopped doing martial arts? He doesn't spar or anything anymore because he just get kicked in the head so many times.
Yeah, dude, I was so happy that I never kept sparring and shit like that when because I did kickboxing as a kid, but how hard can you get hit by another 12-year-old?
Yeah, for real.
And then when I was older, I think I sparred twice, and then my family my mom looked at me, she was like, what the fuck happened to you? And I was like, well, I was in the thing and I had a black eye, and she was like, you're never doing this again. My dad grabbed me, he's like, you don't need to do this. You're getting bullied? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, you don't need to to go through this. And I was like, yeah, I guess you're right. Yeah. And then I learned about CT 2 years later, and I'm like, I'm glad I didn't fucking keep doing
I wouldn't want to get my brain messed up. That's all I got going for me.
I know, right?
Even that's not in full swing.
It's already messed up.
Exactly.
I don't need more damage.
Yeah, look at you, man. Are you sure you didn't get any already, man?
I don't know, maybe. I don't know how it works. You know what? I don't. Did you think it was too long?
I thought the second episode was kind of short. I think that balanced it out.
Oh, because I thought I was like, it's 3 1-hour episodes, and I was like, I think this could have
Second
been.
one's only 1 hour too.
Yeah.
I could have sworn it felt way shorter than the other two.
Because that's when they get into the shit.
Yeah.
I thought it was hilarious because I was like, because I knew he had killed 3 people, right? Mm-hmm. And then I was like, why is this dude snitching on him? You know, because in the whole, I think whole second episode, he's like, yeah, he did this, he did that. And then at the end, because this fool told him, like, hey, Aaron, why don't you chill the fuck out, bro? I was like, I'm gonna fucking shoot you. And then he fucking shot him. And I was like, oh, that's why he's snitching on him. Because the whole episode, you just see this fool on the stand, saying all this shit. I'm like, why is he snitching on him? Like, what happened? I was like, oh, Aaron Hernandez trying to kill him too. This fool can't control himself.
Dude, he shot his gun into a club. Like,
dude,
sideways.
He couldn't, this fool could never play, chess. Some shit like that. Like, he would play Uno and he'd just take out his gun and fucking shoot that other person. Like,
dude, the part where they showed his mental evaluation and emotional maturity, he had a 0.
At 1.
Because he scored the lowest possible on emotional maturity. I'm like, oh no.
Dude, because I think he had it in him all along to be a sociopath. I don't think the CTE...
Well, yeah, he clearly grew up with abuse and all that.
No, but I think regardless of all that, because I think that can lead you to be aggressive for sure. But murder is a big step from fighting somebody at the club. If he had beat the shit out of all those people, I would be like, he's just a violent dude, you know? Obviously he plays football, but he fucking murdered them, which means he doesn't give a shit. He's a sociopath, right? Yeah. And it was because I remember I was watching with my girl. She said oh, maybe if he, had been able to be gay or whatever, he wouldn't have done that shit. I'm like, I think he would have done it anyways. And then, but he would just gone home and make out with a man instead of his wife.
That was just one of the probably thousands of factors. I mean, it definitely didn't help, but
yeah, it's
not a single thing. It doesn't seem.
Yeah, it was just too many layers and layers and layers of things that
his mom, dude.
Yeah, his mom was by the end of the documentary, you're like, this guy's mom is the worst.
Oh, you didn't think someone named Terry was a good person?
Terry Crews.
No, but with an I.
I makes all the difference.
yeah, and his name was Terrence. This bitch's name was Terry.
Terry.
Dude, she had a tramp stamp for sure, right? She was 100% fucking trailer park whore.
Based on the name, I thought she was Jersey Shore's character.
Just
JWoww and Terry.
Yeah, she could be Snooki's mom the whole time. The whole time I'm watching this. Yeah.
She's hanging on Mike the Situation. Yeah. I'm gonna name every Jersey Shore's character that's ever appeared.
Vinny.
Okay, I couldn't actually do it. I want to see Miguel clear the whole list though. I know you're on every season.
I used to watch the show live.
Bro, why?
That's what I wanted my 20s to be like.
You wanted your 20s to be like
Jersey Shore? Be exactly like Jersey Shore.
Just take me through the thought process of that.
Well, I was like, I'm gonna get ripped. I'm gonna fuck, hoary white women and go to the jacuzzi, right? But, easier said than done. That's what I learned. Yeah.
Well, did you try going to New Jersey at least?
No, but I was but you can do it anywhere.
No, you can't.
I know.
Jersey is the magic place, dude. Trust me. You go out there and you become a Guido. And you have the Italian blood in you. You sit in the jacuzzi, it'll boil your blood to a certain degree and you'll come out looking like, hey.
I come slick my hair, bro. Slick my hair. I learned to DJ. Yeah. I did learn. I remember the episode I remember the most is, I think they're Pauly D's looking at the camera, when they have the interviews, and he's like, this is how you fist bump, and he's just going you start like this, and you keep going, and you're like this, and I'm like, and I remember I was 13, 14, I was like, oh shit, that's how you do it, and I would fucking go to raves, and I'd be like,
what would your Jersey Shore nickname be?
I don't know.
You don't know?
Probably fucking burrito or some shit. I don't know. Yeah. What was it? Yeah, because it's probably Mickey G.
Mickey G?
Yeah.
Mickey G?
Yeah, Mickey G.
Mickey?
Yeah.
Mickey G.
Mickey G. Or Miggle. I don't know. It sounds like Muggle.
You'd be the only person.
Can we talk about how J.K. Rowling invented a slur for humans? That applies to every person.
At that point, we should just introduce that into real language and just replace it. They can be saying it in rap songs.
It can apply to anybody, dude.
All future rap songs will just be saying muggle instead of the N-word.
Yeah, well,
get out the club, muggle.
Soft L.
Stop down.
Mugga.
Oh, good.
I don't know. All her characters are gay. That's all her Twitter is.
Yeah, that's true.
Remember that wizard that fucking opened the door for Harry Potter? He was trans.
Like I love. Okay, I don't know Harry Potter at all, but I know Hermione is the one that's played by Emma Watson.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh yeah, she was always black in the books, and it was like in the first book, like apparently they show like screenshots of like saying that she's white. She's like, no, she's always black. Remember when I said she has curly hair? I'm like, what? She said that.
I thought she said that like she didn't have a problem with her being black, which I'm
no. She said that the character was always black. That was what she said.
Whatever.
But I mean, it's just funny. It's like, why are you retconning things and saying things like
she's a fucking witch? But the part you can't believe is her race.
How do you always find the most SJW moment of literally any human being's life?
Listen,
literally the biggest SJW slip up anyone has.
Because people make memes about it. They make memes about it, and I see it. Man, I don't care about J.K. Rowling. I've never read a Harry Potter book or seen a Harry Potter movie. But I see all these memes about her turning like characters black and like the whole like, oh, J.K. Rowling's gonna rewrite your history and turn you gay. So I see these things. Like, it's not like I'm going around like, yeah, what's J.K. Rowling's SJW say? I don't even have a Twitter to watch J.K. Rowling's, Twitter
Do you not have Twitter?
I had it for like 5 minutes, and then this guy convinced me to get Instagram, and I was like, wow, this is way less cancerous.
Yeah, I don't have Twitter either. I read something about how like, I don't know the exact number, but it was like less than 10% of all users produce like 80% of tweets. So I'm like, then that's how you know it's not real, because they sell you Twitter as if it's this reflection of society or the people or like the world, but it isn't.
Yeah,
it's 10 fucking idiots, like yelling into a room.
Yeah,
I was like, I don't know. I was like, I'm never gonna get it. And if I like, whenever like I have to have like an online like presence, and actually have to social media, I'm just gonna give it to my PR people. Be like, I don't need to deal with this shit.
Yeah, I think that's probably the best case for you.
The
last thing you need is to get drunk at night and have a Twitter to blast your drunk thoughts to everyone on
Just go full Louis C.K. and fucking. You remember that rant he went on against Sarah Palin?
No.
Oh, dude, he was on a plane, right? And he got drunk. And he started calling Sarah Palin like a retard, and then she said he called her she said, you're a cunt with a retard making cunt, because she has a Down syndrome baby.
Oh. Yeah, see, you'd be doing stuff like that. So.
No, I wouldn't do it. I would never do it like that. That's fucked up.
Yeah, no.
But it's funny.
But it's maybe not up. That you do something that people be like.
I don't think you should be listening to what people like have to like say all the time. Like, I don't think you should be allowed to tell the president, "Hey, go fuck yourself." I don't think you should be able to say that. Or I should be able to tweet at fucking Chris D'Elia and be like, "Hey, what's up, bitch?" like you should not be able to. The only way you should be able to tell Chris D'Elia to go fuck himself is if you see him on the street and you yell it at him, or if you have his number.
Why would you want to say that to Chris D'Elia?
No, I'm just saying. He's as an example. Like, it's not like I don't think that's good.
Yeah, and I don't think it's even good for celebrities to have social media, because like, you really want to just be able to blast your 250.
It should be for content, not for opinions.
Yeah, but it's like your 250 character condensed thought to everyone on Earth. Like, oh no, that just seems like it's gonna hurt somebody.
No, and that's why Instagram's perfect, because all like you just like you're fucking Brad Pitt. You go to the beach, you take a picture of the beach, and you write, "I love the beach." Over.
I love the beach.
But if he goes on Twitter, he's like, "I love the beach, but what I really love is Bernie Sanders for president." And like, God damn it, Brad. I'm not saying that's wrong, but I'm saying like alienating his audience immediately. Yeah. But on Instagram, you're actually posting content instead of just
that's the thing. It's like Instagram. Yeah, Instagram's for like content is about your life, and Twitter's for like blasting your thoughts. But like the platform for blasting your thoughts like limits you so much, like 250 characters, and it's like I don't care what like half these people have to say about. Yeah. It's like if you're a celebrity, you should talk about the medium you're in. You should talk about, if you're an actor, you should talk about movies. I think on the flip side is like if you're a political commentator, you shouldn't talk about art, because like every time a political commentator talks about art, I'm like, you're just so wrong. Like when Bill Maher was like, comic books are stupid and they're for children. Also, Stan Lee died yesterday. Why am I doing this? I'm like, you idiot. You don't even know what you're talking about. I've never read Watchmen.
He really is, like, I consider him to be like not really like the left, like Bill O'Reilly, because he doesn't diddle his
I
employees.
was about to say. I think Bill O'Reilly.
But like he is like, as I would like to call it, like he's my asshole. Like because I think he's a fucking dick, but. I think you need someone like that to kind of like. Yeah. I don't know. Like I appreciate that way more because at least he's honest about his feelings. Yeah. I don't agree with that Stan Lee thing. Of course, I was like, "Fuck you, Bill."
Yeah, that's what Twitter was for. I downloaded Twitter just to say.
No, because I remember seeing that shit and I was like, but at least he's not being like, he's not pretending that he likes it or whatever. Yeah. Who cares? He's not trying to be in the fucking movie. Yeah. I was like, as long as you're honest, I think people I respect him more than if he was.
Yeah, we were just talking about that.
Yeah, can I be the next Batman?
Can I be the yeah. Dude, no, Bill Maher can be the next Alfred. Or maybe the Penguin.
The Penguin?
The Penguin, he just sits around.
With Bill Maher be? He could be the... What's that fool that watches over everybody in the Marvel Universe? The
Watcher?
Yeah, the Watcher. He could be the Watcher. Yeah, and somebody just fucking is like he's upset. He's like, hey, they don't have healthcare yet. He just becomes like a Huffington Post fucking like flying person.
What do you think of Martin Scorsese being like Galactus? He's
just shit.
Little 5'4" Martin Scorsese,
and he just deletes like the first 2 Thor movies.
This is not art, and he just consumes the earth.
This is not good. every movie they got like below like an 80 on Rotten Tomatoes, he just like blasts Iron Man 2.
The Incredible Hulk, Thor.
Yeah, and then he tries to blast Black Panther, but it's like it doesn't shield. And he's like, too powerful.
God, too powerful. Oh, okay. I don't really know where to go from here. What are we talking about?
What else is on the docket?
What's on the docket?
What?
I mean, we kind of covered most of this, unless you want to talk about the Amber Heard Johnny Depp thing.
Oh, I never
control yourself.
I also have one more topic that just because I know you would have like funny shit to say about fucking Mike Bloomberg, bro.
Oh my
by
God.
the way, he literally
came out of nowhere.
His name is Mini Mike.
And he said that fucking he said something along the lines where like it was just hard to convince Midwesterners on these issues. But he's like, I'll know you're a good salesman if you could convince people in the Midwest to let dudes with dresses like go into like any bathroom they want. And like he's been getting trashed on for
Dude, I don't even know who that guy is, but I can't get him off of my Instagram and my YouTube. It's like I don't care about politics. I don't look up political stuff, and he's just everywhere, like eating his literally his big gay ice cream. It's like he's like, get me my ice cream, and then like one of his like handlers or whatever gives him an ice cream. He's like, big gay ice cream, I love it. He starts eating. I'm like, oh my God.
I get what he's trying to say, but Jesus Christ, like,
it's just a boomer trying to fit in.
No, but here's the thing, right? He said that shit, and then he should go be like, hey, you know what I meant? Like, I'm sorry, like, I'm sorry I used those terms, like, my bad.
Well, I mean, the problem wasn't that he was saying something offensive. The problem, unless you're talking about the dudes with dresses thing.
That's what, because you shouldn't, like, because I understand what he's trying to say, but, like, obviously, like, that's not the term that somebody that wants to be president should use.
Yeah,
clearly.
Dudes with dresses.
Yeah, dudes with dresses. Like, it goes the other way, too, bro. Yeah. Fucking chicks in pants. Like, what the fuck? Like,
what foreign world are we? Chicks can't wear pants.
Yeah, but, like, I mean, okay, here's the thing, dude. I get it that he was a mayor, and I guess it's good. It's good that he has that experience, right? Mm-hmm. But he's a fucking billionaire. Go fuck yourself. Get out of here, dude. Why do you even have that much money? What do you need it for? You fucking little bitch. Like, just fucking get rid of it.
Here's the thing. Do any of you guys know who this guy is outside of like the last week?
Yeah. So he was the Republican mayor for New York, but now he's using all his like money to run. He's running as a Democrat.
Yeah,
and it's literally just like as corporate as it gets. Like he missed the deadline. He missed the first like 2 or 3 debates. But then like after he pays
there's a debate tonight, right?
I don't know about tonight. But after he pays like people at the Democratic National Committee, he's like, yeah, you can hop on in like at the 4th debate, like whatever. He's just everything that should not be in politics, like on the left side of the spectrum.
Yeah, I guess he's just trying to pull in the right side vote away from Trump. But
like Joe Walsh. And shit.
I mean, don't know. I guess he's trying to take.
He's
over
like the CEO
he's
from
trying to
Starbucks, dude. He just like he saw Trump become president. He's like, I'm a fucking billionaire. My dick is 3 inches. I'm gonna try to become president. It's the same fucking thing. Like they just want to do it because they feel like they can.
Is he like trying to fill like the Andrew Yang like market of like?
But Yang
people
at least
who are like right-leaning people who like kind of were let down by Trump are like, maybe I can vote for a Democrat.
Here's the only problem, like the biggest problem I have with Yang is that this fool like is crying like about automation. I'm like, then stop it. Stop fucking asshole. Like why are you like why do they say like, oh, it cannot be stopped, it's in motion, like it's Skynet. Like just regulate it. Just put a law that says like you can automate this, but you can't automate that. Solved. But obviously like they think that the money that is gonna go into like lobbying for automation is gonna be way too much, and there's no way to stop it. So he's trying to find a way to like limit the damage.
I can't speak on that because I don't even know what that. I mean, I know what automation is, but that's
his full like biggest platform. He's like because all these jobs are gonna go away, right? Mm-hmm. So people are gonna have no fucking money. So he wants to give them money so they can.
But listen, if
like,
all the
Elijah,
jobs,
like a self checkout line. That's an example of like automation.
Yeah, I mean, I know automation is. I just mean I don't know like about this guy's policies and stuff. Is what I mean. Like,
but
okay,
that's
so here's.
thing. Yeah.
Imagine if I was retarded enough. I'm like, what's automation? But what I mean is like
pull that shit up.
Like here's Carlos, pull up automation.
Pull up automation.
Google definition projected on the wall. Here's the thing: if we automate, like, okay, tell me if I'm wrong. If we automate everything, won't that completely like change the economy? And we're like robots can build our houses and make our foods for us. So just build these fools' houses, and everyone can just live for free. Now.
Yeah, I'm with Elijah on this one actually.
No, but that's.
I mean, like, I again, am I wrong? Because
no, but that's the big problem. Because the only people that are gonna enjoy that are fucking tiny cunts like Mike Bloomberg. Because everybody, because you can't afford that.
Why?
Most people are not gonna be able to afford that because that's not gonna be free or cheap.
But I mean, like, won't it end up being free because we just automate everything? Then just robots will be doing all the menial laboring.
No, then everybody would have free healthcare too.
Yeah, everything would be free.
But that's what I'm saying. It won't, because if there's anything rich like these like people love more is having shit that other people don't have.
Yeah, that's what my big,
that's really what it comes down to.
My big question would be like, I'm guessing at some point the only thing holding it back would be like someone being like, I don't want to give everyone free stuff.
But they're making people obsolete, and I'm like, why? What is wrong? Like,
it's
what is
cheaper, you monster.
I know, but this is like they have 10 employees at Target at the fucking checkout. Have 5 more, bitch. There's no need to have like these fucking.
Listen, here's what's killing
self-checkout.
Here's what's killing self-checkouts of someone who works at a grocery store. We used to have self-checkouts before I started there. We got rid of them because all the people stealing alcohol. They were just like self-checkout, and they're killing the automation industry. Everyone just steal alcohol. You'll save us all.
Like they're trying to automate like trucks, right?
Yeah, like in Logan.
Yeah, like loading trucks and shit like that. And I'm like, why don't you just put in a law that like every automated truck should have at least 1 or 2 people in case anything goes wrong? But they won't. Just because they're like, fuck those people. No money for you.
That's how I feel about them too, though. Truck drivers, disgusting monsters. You think I want them to have jobs and families? How can you sit around and drive a truck across country and expect me to consider you a human being?
But think about the lot lizards too.
The what?
The lot lizards.
What are those?
That's what they call the trucker prostitutes. On the road, they're gonna be out of a job too. What are they gonna do? Put their fucking pussy out the muffler? Back into the fucking thing. I don't know.
Hey, just one quick question. What if we live in the future and like some people's jobs are like regulating the force field around there, whatever, like literally to where like being a truck driver is essentially like something that like you can do before you even speak. But like, why wouldn't those jobs have faded?
Yeah, well, the thing is, like, new jobs get created, like new categories of jobs, you know. So like we might get rid of truck drivers, but like 30 years ago there was no one like designing apps.
But the thing is, most people either don't have an aspiration or are content with just having what you would call like manual labor, you know.
But do you think that would just evolve? But wouldn't that just evolve?
No, because there's too many of us. There's too many of us.
But there's way more. Then it would become a necessity, though.
No, but what I'm saying is there's way more people whose like capacity is to be a fucking manager at McDonald's than there is to be Elon Musk. So then all these people they get rid of their purpose.
Yeah.
You know, and that's really what happens, because like you know, like it sucks for these people that like they, you know, it's not like obviously like they're not bad people, they're dumb people, but like, you know, that you're kind of born with like a certain like potential of what you can be, or even what you want to be. Some people do. Some people only want to fucking work 8 hours a day to have enough money to smoke weed and fucking watch Netflix, right?
Yeah.
Some people actually want to do that shit, and now they're not gonna be able to because some fucking stupid robot took their job, and now they can't.
I guess that's just. I think outside of like people who control the automation choosing to limit what people get, I just don't think there's any restrictions other than that of just society getting to the point where robots are just doing all the menial labor and money's just irrelevant now. It's like, well,
I don't think we're ever gonna reach.
Who needs to pay, you know...
Bro.
Did it stop recording?
Yep.
Oh.
Good God.
Get us out of here, bro.
I'm going to ask you about robot prostitutes. There you go.
I would fuck them. Was that your question?
Are we still recording right now? Yeah. Okay, so we lost a little bit of our recording there again.
That was the segue, though. That was it.
That was the segue?
That was it.
Yeah,
you ruined it, bitch.
I ruined it?
Yeah,
Miguel. We're just leaving all this.
We're just cutting all this out.
I don't even know what to do.
I mean, before we stopped recording, you were saying something about how you think Trump is the best president ever. Can you elaborate on that?
Listen, I mostly think it's his tweets are funny. Also, he has great hair, and I really love the shade of orange. Also, he's got some drip with those suits that he wears. Kind of swagged out, not gonna lie, and I heard he has a cool tramp stamp tattoo.
There's nothing better than your tie constantly touching the tip of your mushroom penis.
Yeah.
Did you read that? Did you see that? There's a fucking video, dude, of they're asking Jeffrey Epstein, like, is it true that you have an egg-shaped penis?
Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah, like it's his deposition when he got caught with the first diddling.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and the prosecutors ask him, like, is it true, sir, that your penis is a egg shape, which is thick on the bottom and thin on the top? And I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. And the judge is like, objection.
Okay, then I have a question for you. Who has a worse victim-related penis reveal, Trump, Jeffrey Epstein, or Harvey Weinstein? Who Carlos sent me this article that one of Harvey Weinstein's victims claims he has no penis.
He's just too fat. I think she's stupid.
He's just way too fat. Think of those three had the worst reveal?
Jeffrey Epstein for sure. Yeah. Dude, egg-shaped, thick at the bottom and thin at the tip, bro. What the fuck? His dick looks like a baby carrot. No wonder he did all that shit. It's disgusting.
It's what happens when you're shoving it into children.
Yeah, because Weinstein
was just all big.
Weinstein, of course, he has balls because he jacked off in the potted plant, right? That's what started this whole mess.
Wait, he did?
Yeah, but here's what happens. She didn't see him because this.
Hold on. Take it back.
Go back to the potted plant.
Yeah, hold on. Let's talk about that.
So the first story that ever came through was that he asked some actress, to come in the room, and then he's in his bathroom. And he's like, "Bitch, you wanna fuck?" And then she's like, "Nah." And then he's like, "Well, I'm gonna fuck the plant." And he takes out his dick and he jacks off, and then he comes in a potted plant. Obviously, I'm assuming keeping eye contact, right? And then, but he's blocking the door the whole time, right? So then he opens the door. He's like, get out. So what I'm saying, I don't know, might be paraphrasing. I didn't read Ronan Farrow's book, okay? But basically, that was one of the main stories that he fucking came in a potted plant. So I'm like, of course he has balls. My theory is that this was so fucking fat and his dick is so fucking tiny that she saw a couple of raisins. She thought it was a mole, but it turns out it's his testicles. So she said this fool had no balls, but they're just so fucking small she couldn't see him, and he's so fat. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not a scientist.
That's clear. Okay. And with that statement that Miguel's not a scientist, I'm going to end this here because I think we have far too much content, and I think I'm going to be doing quite a bit of trimming on this episode.
Yeah, don't quote me on these fucking...
Oh, don't quote you on the stuff we recorded you?
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
You will not be quoted, but
I haven't seen their
these
dicks.
quotes will come back to haunt you.
There is a sketch, though, that I can't wait to be revealed. I'm sure someone will leak it eventually.
Wait, for who? For Epstein?
No, for Weinstein. Yeah.
Weinstein? Okay. Yeah. So now that's out of the
similar
way.
names, huh? Epstein, Weinstein.
There are some sketches that came out for the Weinstein case.
Oh man!
And some of them are of the jury holding his nudes. And you're right, bro. Like, according to the illustrator, his fucking belly goes like it suspends past where like
like past his groin, right? Like
yeah. It's way past where like a tiny penis would be hanging.
Yeah, so she saw like the fucking tip peeking out. She's like, this fool has no balls. Yeah, but if you would lift that layer of fat, you'd be like, oh, they're there, but I just couldn't see them. I'm speculating here again.
Okay.
I was not in the room.
So now that we've retreaded this conversation.
Your career's not big enough to not be speculating.
Yeah, for real. Yeah.
Otherwise, I wouldn't be here. I'd be fucking directing Spider-Man 3.
I would, yeah. I mean, Jeffrey Epstein belongs in, I mean, Harvey Weinstein belongs in prison, but I'm not saying that if he wasn't in prison, I wouldn't do some illegitimate things to get a job.
I would have for sure blown him and Kevin Spacey at the same time. Yeah.
Exactly.
He saved me 5 years of heartache? Sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, but he should go to prison after. But before we cause any more problems, for my third attempt to end this is my third official attempt, and I think it's going to work this time. So that's going to be it here. It was good having this conversation with you.
Yeah, let's send the tape to NPR and get this thing rolling.
All right, we will.
NPR's going to love this. Oh, they're going to love this, dude.
Okay, and that's the end of that. Goodbye.
Let's call it.